Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and today I'm going to show you how easy it is to install this toilet paper holder. And so it's really just basically 2 screws in its template. It does come with a paper template here that you can cut out if you want and then tape up and level everything out, but I'll show you why it's not really that important in the end anyway. So this is what the kit comes with, and it's basically this little bracket, 2 screws, and then 2 drywall screws, which I won't use right now. I'll show you that a little later. If you're putting it into a counter like this, you want to make sure you're not going to hit any of the hardware. So it has to at least be lower than that point. So as you can see here, we're going to have to just make sure that we put it a little bit lower, which is still a perfect height for what we're doing here. And also you want to kind of tilt it upwards a little bit, which I'll show you in a minute, because over time it starts to sag, and with the weight of the toilet paper, it'll do that too. So basically you just want to get to your bracket, and as if you look on it here, it says up and it has arrows on it. So it's showing you which way to place it upwards, and you're just going to kind of set it here, and then I like to overlay the holder itself over it too, just to make sure the ring is not going to go onto the cabinet face. And so basically I put the bracket kind of where I want, and I push with the screw. Then I take the drill itself and just put a little pilot hole into it, and then just drill in the screw. So if you're going straight into the cabinet, this is all you need. It's really nice. You don't need to mess with the drywall screws or anything like that. You just drill it in. And so once you have the top one in pretty well, I like to angle it slightly so that it'll be pointing upwards. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big angle, but just kind of like that. And so next I'll straighten this out just a little more. I'll actually go back the other way, but then just put the other screw into the bottom of it, just drill it in, and then when it's nice and firm and all the way in, you can see how this spring works. See how that pushes upwards? So what you're going to do is you're going to put that part in the bottom first, and as you hook it, then you're just going to lift up and onto it. So I'll show you how this works here. Just line up the bottom part so that the wire part is going into the notch in the bottom. And once you have it, you have to do it almost flat. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but once you get it lined up, then just lift up and set it down on top. And so that locks it into place, and that's it. That's as simple as it is. Now it does look like it's pointing upward a little bit, but it actually isn't too bad, especially when you have toilet paper on it. It helps it seat towards the corner, which is what you're tearing on. So just to show you by comparison, here's an older one that I have, and see how it has a little bit of movement in it. Over time it just seems to do that, and it starts to sag a little bit, and especially with the paper on it. So that's why I angle it up. Now if you're going into drywall, I'd recommend really getting a stud finder like this and trying to find a stud to go into, because drywall these days just isn't as thick as it used to be. And so what I did in my house is, since when they frame the house, it's kind of apart. You have to kind of hit it in the middle. I actually added a piece of wood between the framing, so I have a nice beam going all the way through here, and so I can really choose where I want. Now if you don't have that option, then you need to take the drywall screw here, and what you do is you screw this one by hand directly into the drywall, into the spot that you're going to want it to be. Then you take the actual screw that comes with the kit, and you will screw it into this screw. So once again, if that's in the wall now when you screw it into that plastic, it'll hold. So anyway, thanks for watching. You can see it's just 2 screws in a bracket. Very simple on these. And I have it pointed up. You don't have to point it up quite that much. But it's just kind of my preference so that it stays in that area as you're pulling on it. And so over time it doesn't sag. So thanks for watching. And in the comments, put any questions that you have or anything that you'd like to add. Thanks, guys.